Located in the far western corner of upstate South Carolina, inside the Sumter National Forest and almost at the Georgia border, is the remote waterfall and camping area, Brasstown Falls. Brasstown Falls is actually a series of 3 distinct waterfalls that line up along Brasstown Creek. Brasstown Cascades, Brasstown Vale, our favorite, and Brasstown Sluice. While this is a remote section of South Carolina, the walk to the creek and Brasstown Cascades, the first of the falls, is relatively easy to reach, as it is only a 1/10 mile hike along a mostly flat and well-maintained trail. The hike to Brasstown Vale and Brasstown Sluice are a little more difficult to reach and are not recommended for small children or novice hikers. The Sumter National Forest is one of only 2 national forests in the state of South Carolina. It consists of over 370,000 acres via several non-contiguous sections in western South Carolina, North Carolina, and Georgia. It is the home to a number of rivers and waterfalls, supporting activities like hiking, backpacking, canoeing, horseback riding, camping, and fishing. The trailhead to Brasstown Falls is located at the end of the unpaved forest road, FS 751. It is not too far off Highway 76 and is about 12 miles west of Westminster, South Carolina. Turn left onto Brasstown Road, and FS 751 will be the first right after Brasstown Road becomes unpaved. There is a sign on Highway 76, so you should have no problem finding the turn onto Brasstown Road. The parking area for Brasstown Falls is kind of small, but there's plenty of overflow parking on the forest road if needed. Brasstown Falls is about 90 minutes from Greenville, South Carolina, or 2.5 hours from Atlanta, Georgia. There are no restroom facilities on site. The trailhead starts at the end of the parking area just past the large boulders. The trail is wide, flat, easy to follow, and is marked with yellow blazes. Just after the signboard, there is a turnoff on the left to a beautiful camping area that sits on the shore of the creek. To reach the falls, continue straight on the trail where you will quickly encounter the creek and turn to parallel it downstream. You will hear the creek as the trail heads down a slight hill to reach the first of the falls, Brasstown Cascades. It is a beautiful and loud series of cascades that flows into a large pool at the bottom. Brasstown Cascades could be a destination all on its own due to the short hike and relative ease in reaching it. However, there are 2 more waterfalls that you can check out if you're feeling adventurous. Reaching Brasstown Vale and Brasstown Sluice is not as easy as the Cascades and is definitely not recommended for small children or anyone who isn't an experienced hiker. It also isn't recommended on rainy days when the trail could be wet and slippery. While it isn't very far, it is a difficult hike with some exposed areas that could result in serious injury or death. Also be prepared for some Class 3 sections that will require the use of your hands to safely work your way down to the river. The trail to Brasstown Vale and Sluice is somewhat loose and undefined. You ultimately just work your way down the riverbank to the base of each waterfall. Look for the safest path and don't push yourself if you don't feel comfortable with a particular route. Brasstown Vale was our favorite and is a beautiful waterfall. The creek flows over the ledge and free falls to the large pool at the bottom. It is possible to walk behind the falls for a truly unique experience. The river then narrows for Brasstown Sluice and rushes down the rock to a very large plunge pool at the bottom that during the warm summer months would make a great swimming hole. All in all, Brasstown Falls is a great spot to visit regardless of whether you see just the Cascades or brave the trek to see all 3 sections. Just make sure to stay safe if you venture to the lower sections. Brasstown Falls is an out-and-back hike, so when you've finished enjoying the falls, hike safely back to the parking area. That is it for this episode of HD Carolina, your source for high-definition, informative videos of things to do and see in the Carolinas. Please visit us online at www.hdcarolina.com.